Good morning, everyone. There are moments when the soul breaks open, not from joy, but from unbearable pain. And yet sometimes in that breaking, something deeper is revealed. I stand before you not only as a survivor, but as someone who has wrestled with the darkness and found meaning in the ashes. I was born and raised in Rwanda in a very Christian family. In 1994, during the genocide against the Tutsi, I was 20 years old in minor seminary. I fled to what is now the Democratic Republic of Congo. Along the roads, I saw corpses. Thousands of lives lost to disease, dehydration, and despair. When I returned to Rwanda, I learned that many of my friends and family members had died. I myself miraculously survived the gunshot, which took the life of my closest friend beside me. That trauma shattered my life. For 7 years, I grappled with an existential crisis, questioning everything. Does God exist? What is the meaning of life? Why am I here? In the depths of that darkness, I began searching. I studied Eastern philosophies. I practiced Tai Chi and Qigong. I immersed myself in narrative therapy and mindfulness. Slowly, I began to heal. I became more grounded and connected. I felt whole, one with life again, vital, awake, alive with purpose. That inner shift is what made possible the outer work. I transformed trauma into triumph, pain into purpose. I created a community-based social healing model grounded in Ubuntu, the understanding that I am because we are. Ubuntu is more than a philosophy. It's a way of living that reminds us that our dignity, our humanity, is affirmed through others. When you are seen, when your voice is heard, when your pain is acknowledged, you begin to remember who you truly are. Ubuntu healing reconnects us to each other and to ourselves. It says, you matter. You belong. You are human. Even after unthinkable pain. When trauma isolates and breaks our sense of worth, Ubuntu restores it through shared presence, shared witnessing, and shared care. Our model integrates breath, body, mind practices, collective narrative using a tree of life methodology, and cultural rituals. We train, trust the local community healing assistants to facilitate 15-week healing circles, safe spaces for shared grief and restoration. There, people feel safe enough to breathe, be held, listened to, speak, cry, and begin to heal. And then participants transition into self-help groups with lending circles and solidarity initiatives to sustain their healing. Ubuntu healing has touched thousands, restoring the invisible threads that hold communities together. Joseph, one of our participants, a 47-year-old father of 4, was imprisoned for 22 years after the 1994 genocide. When he returned home, most of neighbors had moved away. And though no longer behind bars, he was trapped in an internal prison of shame and isolation. He once said, "I thought I deserved to be brought into the public and shot dead." Luckily, after 15 weeks in our Ubuntu healing circle, he found the courage to seek forgiveness. For the first time, he said, "I feel free. I feel human again. I can express my emotions and be heard without judgment." Today, he's rebuilding his family and supporting others. That is the power of Ubuntu. A healing we need, I think, the world needs this moment of war, climate crisis, and rising loneliness. This moment, healing is no longer option. It is essential for our survival as a species. The essence of who we are is Ubuntu, a deeper knowing that my well-being is bound to yours, that our lives are deeply interconnected, a deep sense of compassion, connectedness, and shared humanity. Healing is the restoration of relational wholeness within ourselves, with one another, with the earth, with life. Ubuntu invites us to shift from me to we, from trauma to transformation, from survival to solidarity. Healing together is the most powerful path forward. Now, I invite us into this collective energy. And if it feels comfortable, gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. And let's take a deep breath together. Inhale. Exhale. Now, gently repeat after me with intention. I am because we are. I am because we are. One more, I am because we are. Take another deep breath and let it sink in. And when you feel ready, open your eyes. Let this be a mantra of remembering of our shared humanity. May this be not just a moment, but a seed for how each of us can bring healing into our communities, our systems, our futures. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.